Hello Taurus, welcome to your 2016 yearly astrological overview. I'm Taylor Cole, your personal astrologer. So to begin, I would like to talk about the eclipse cycles that are going to be taking place in 2016 because eclipses give an overview of the themes and areas of growth for us all during the year. Unlike most years, which usually feature 2 lunar eclipses and 2 solar eclipses, we are going to have 3 lunar eclipses and 2 solar eclipses. So the first eclipse is going to be on March 9th, and it is a solar eclipse. And solar eclipses are all about new beginnings. This is the equivalent of a new moon. New moons are all new beginnings, but when it's an eclipse, that's where you see like the sun disappear or the moon turns red. So it's just a bigger deal than the average new or full moon. The March 9th solar eclipse is going to be relating to your friends, your social circle, your dreams, and goals for the future as well. So this particular eclipse is very important because it is going to be speaking with Jupiter, which is going to be all about finding out who your friends are, embracing new friends, new goals, new opportunities for your future, and finding a way to connect with people that bring you more joy in life, connect with a dream and vision for your future that brings you more joy in your life. 2 weeks after this solar eclipse, we're going to have a lunar eclipse, which is going to be happening in a part of your sky that is very much under the radar. It represents what is not necessarily seen or visible to the world, but is affecting you on a subconscious, even sometimes unconscious. Sometimes it's secrets you don't know about, but it's that level. That's where the sun is going to be. And then we look to the moon, which is in the opposite part of your sky. That is going to be in a part of the sky that has to do with your daily routines, your work, your co-workers, your health routines. It is likely that a lot of Tauruses are going to be looking at ways of making their work environment and their health and their co-workers, making this more agreeable to their mental health, to their psychological well-being. There's a chance that some of you will encounter some problems with a coworker. Maybe there's going to be like some rumors or secrets coming to light about a coworker that make you really consider whether or not this is the job for you. It could be that you just think this is too much drama. You decide that you need to look elsewhere because lunar eclipses are all about endings, releasing. So for some of you, you will be ending a job in order to embrace new career opportunities. For others, it can be related to health. Some of you may be feeling under the weather at this point, and you will be looking at what is it that I need to let out of my life, whether it be through my diet or, maybe you drink too much and you're looking at, do I need to quit drinking? Do I need to quit smoking? What do I need to do in order to feel better? But whatever it is that you feel inclined to release, it will be wise to release it because that will be, that's really what the lunar eclipse is telling you to do. So that's the first, sort of cycle pairing of eclipses. Later on in the year, this is where it gets interesting because we have a lunar eclipse, solar eclipse, lunar eclipse, whereas usually it's just 2, it's going to be 3. This is starting in August, on August 18th, and it's going to be in Aquarius. This is right at the very tippy top of your sky and therefore relates to your life direction, life purpose, career. So, as I said, lunar eclipses are about endings, releasing, sort of reaching a culminating point and then shedding. So, reaching the height and then moving away. I see the potential for a real clarifying incident, something that shows you without a doubt whether or not you are on the correct career path. If you run into any problems at work right around August 18th, it is going to be a sign that something in your work or your career has to change. Some of you might actually be leaving a job at this time. It can also be related to work-life, home life balance. Some of you might realize at this time that that is not in alignment. You are maybe working too much. Maybe you need to be spending more time with your family. But something's going to show you clearly in August that there needs to be a little bit of a reshuffling. And then, roughly 2 weeks later, on September 1st, we have a solar eclipse in Virgo. This is 5 signs away from you in a part of the sky that has to do with what brings you joy in life, what is just where you're really in your element, where you can express yourself creatively. It also has to do with your children, if you have children. So, what is likely for a Taurus right around September 1st is a new beginning on a creative project. This could be, starting to dabble in a new art form. This can be starting to use an existing art form that you may have just, not been properly taking advantage of. This is coming to terms with your talents and expressing them. That's going to be happening around September 1st. Then roughly 2 weeks later, we have the last eclipse of the year. What we have going on is the sun is in a part of the sky for you that is, well, it's going to be in the same part that I just discussed with the solar eclipse. So all about the joys of life, your creativity, all of that. And then the moon is over in the opposite part, which has to do more with your big, lofty dreams. So it has to do with immediate gratification versus your goals in life. So what will bring you joy in the long term versus what will bring you joy right now. You're going to be realizing if there's any imbalances there. Maybe you've been focused too much on immediate gratification, and now you're going to be looking at, okay, what do I have to do to really make my dreams come true? And this can be somewhat of a shakeup. This can be realizing that you need to dedicate a lot more of your time to whatever it is that you dream for your life in the future. Expect some developments right around the 16th of September to really show you what it is that you need to do to make your dreams come true. And then, so besides the eclipses, we also have something else that's very rare going on. This is Mercury. Mercury usually goes retrograde 3 times a year, meaning it moves backwards in the sky 3 times a year. This year, however, it is moving backwards, going retrograde 4 times. So Mercury retrograde is one of the more commonly talked about astrological phenomena. It is associated with, people frequently say like electronics don't work or transportation delays, things like that, which is true, but more so what it really is intending to do for us all, because it does serve a purpose. It is allowing us to rethink things. So think things over. Maybe we had made a decision and then Mercury goes retrograde and we have to reconsider all of the details of this decision, which sometimes a Mercury retrograde is a blessing because it gives you the time to consider, is this really what I want to be doing? And sometimes the answer is no. So they're going to be going through earth signs. You are an earth sign. We are starting the year off with Mercury going retrograde in Aquarius, but only for a second. It immediately goes back into Capricorn, an earth sign. And Capricorn is about, for you specifically, Capricorn is a part of your sky that is related to higher education, your belief system, travel, all the things that expand your higher mind. So it's likely that a lot of you are going to be considering some of the changes that you have to make in your belief system in order to make your career goals happen. It could be a realization that you need to go back to school in order to reach your career goals. Could be a realization that just some of your ideas around what it means to be successful need some, adjustment. It is this specific Mercury retrograde, it really is not a good time to be traveling. As your astrologer, I advise against it. So that's going to be right at the very beginning of the year. So January 4th, it goes retrograde. I would really not recommend traveling, especially if it requires a plane, a train, or a boat. So like long distance travel, not recommended. This is just because there can be delays, it can be luggage getting lost, things like this. If you do have to travel, just, be aware of everything. So make sure you book the right time for your flight. Make sure that you have your hotel all sorted out. Make sure that you mark your luggage specifically, maybe put like an interesting tag on it so that someone's not grabbing it, because they will know right away that that is not their luggage. That's the first retrograde. The next one is going to be in your sign. And I'll go over these in the monthly horoscopes just to touch base and give you a closer warning of when this will occur. This retrograde is going to be all about rethinking who you are, really considering what it is that makes you, you, and expressing yourself. You're going to be rethinking the way you communicate, the way you interact, things like that. Then the next retrograde after that is going to be more related to your creative expression. You're going to be rethinking creative projects, rethinking what it is that sets you apart in an artistic, creative way, rethinking what you consider fun. And then the last one is going to be in that same area of the sky that the first retrograde was, and that's going to be travel to faraway places, higher education, philosophies, all of the higher-minded things that we were talking about. So expect in the later part of the year, right around December, expect similar issues to come up that are presenting themselves at the very beginning of the year in January. So if you do have a lot of travel delays, you're probably going to see that happen again in December. If you do find yourself questioning your philosophies and belief system, you're probably going to be doing that again in December. So it's going to be just very similar energy that you're ending the year on as to what it is that you began the year on. That is going to be like the main energy of this year, all of the retrogrades and the eclipses. And of course, I'm going to be going over more detailed information as the month progresses. As the months progress, when I give you the monthly horoscopes. And then I also just really quickly want to tell you about some new projects I'm working on. I just opened up my office in the Ballard neighborhood of Seattle, finally. And so this means that I'm going to have a space now where if you are in the Seattle area, we can do person-to-person, face-to-face consultations instead of having to meet somewhere or go to your house. So this is really exciting. I hope to see you all there. For more information on that, as well as my written and video horoscopes, you can go to taylorcole.com, as well as check me out on Twitter, Facebook, Google+, and I look forward to interacting with you all. So have a happy 2016, and I will see you next month for the January horoscope. Bye.